Turned into some damn slurp juice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new series I'm starting called Game is Game, a series where I spit some game while you watch me game. Now, this series is intended for people looking for a little more financial freedom in their life. Maybe you're broke, maybe you're not so broke, but you really want to learn how to take it to that next level. Well, I'm here to hold your hand, and I am honored to show you the way. Now, time to stop yapping, time to start getting into how we can all retire. Now, first things first, gamers, we need to understand gaming is temporary, alright? Gaming is something that we do for fun when we're bored, we have spare time. Gaming is not necessarily a job unless you are simply like that. Now, unless you are in that 1 percentile, alright, that top 1%, you're not gonna be gaming full time. Now, with that being said, it's important that we understand that money equals the world spinning, okay? It's important to understand that breathing oxygen costs money one way or another, alright? You, as a citizen of wherever you are, most likely have to pay taxes, right? Now, taxes existing simply means you are required to pay money for living. Look at it as you want. That's how I see it. Now, it's time to take that and use it against the system we were brought into. That means we need to be saving for the future to come. We all don't want to be working until we're the age of 90 and in the dirt. We want to comfortably retire around 50s, 60s maybe, depending where you are, different ages and blah blah blah. But between 50 and 60, that's when we're all looking to retire. Honestly, it'd be nice to retire before that, and it's possible. It's entirely possible to retire well before that if you simply know what you're doing. Now, what is it that I'm talking about? Investing. As soon as I say investing, you might start thinking, oh, that's stocks, right? And yes, you're absolutely right. But it's so much more than stocks. There's a concept called compound interest that we first need to dive into. Now, what the fuck is compound interest? Well, compound interest says that whatever you put in will exponentially increase over time, theoretically. Obviously, there's stock market crashes and shit all the time, right? But assuming that doesn't happen, because you can't live in that fear, because 99% of the time, everything else is just going to keep going up. So, with the power of compound interest, you can take $100, right? From the time you're born, and say by the time you're 50, you know, that $100 that you put in through the power of compound interest, it's probably going to be worth a couple thousand, if not, 10,000 plus. Now, that's just simply the power of time and money. Now that we understand what compound interest is, it's time to talk about how we can start using that to our advantage for a better future. Now, it's important that we start to learn what our options are for investing for the future. Now, option one, the most common, investing in stocks and letting that just grow over time. Stocks are very volatile, which means the price is going to move up and down over time. Ideally, it's going to go more up than it does down over 30 plus years. Hopefully, it moves up a lot. You pick good companies, good stocks, whatever, right? Straight up just picking stocks is a very okay way to invest, but it's not the best way to invest. Now, the best way to invest is through something called index funds. Now, an index fund is a group of stocks like the S&P 500, which takes the top 500 performing companies in the world right now and groups them together so that when majority of them are doing good and only a couple are doing bad, you're still doing pretty all right. Now, let's take like the S&P 500 for example. That is one of the most common and popular index funds that people are investing in and putting their money into for the long haul. Why? Because historically speaking, it will increase 10% year over year for the rest of the time you have your money in that account. Now, parking all your money in an index account is safe, yes. Over time, it'll do you good. And for that reason, you should only put most of your money into something like that. However, You do also want to diversify your portfolio with a couple diamonds in the rough that could hit. You know what I mean? We're talking smaller companies that blow up, like, you were Warren Buffett and you're investing in all these companies back in 1700, and now look at them, right? Multi-trillionaire happened, but it is very important that you diversify your assets, meaning you put 80% of your money in something very safe, secure, will grow over time, like an index fund, and 20% of that money you're choosing to put aside for investing is into stocks that have the potential to really grow. You got a fast car. Now, what's the whole point of me yapping this entire time? Well, I'll tell you. The whole point of me yapping is because retirement is no joke. If you want to retire, you're gonna have to start now as a young lad, a wee gamer, alright? You can't start investing when you're 30 and 40. That means you're not gonna be able to retire till you're 90, because I don't know if you know this or not, but the cost of living and the cost to retire keeps going up year by year. Alright, and I'm just trying to spit some game so that you're all protected and have a good life in the future. Now, if you enjoyed Game is Game, be sure to drop a like, follow, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, if you have any other advice for anybody else. But yeah, that's all I got for you. Gamers keep gaming, and I'll see you in retirement.